Hi guys. I wanted to just talk to you about something the Lord is really impressing on me about the family as a spiritual unit, and how divorce affects that. What we are actually supposed to be. Like for Father's Day, I was just really pondering and just also talking to my best friend about being a father and praying for his children, and how important it is that a father prays for their children, how important it is that they fight for them spiritually, because the father and the mother are literally, the father is the head of the household spiritually, the spiritual head of the household. The father and mother are literally the protectors of the household. So the father is the one that prays over the family, and that's why in God's law, and God's commandments, and I don't know if you've seen, when Yeshua, Jesus, he wears a prayer shawl, and the men that are married would cover the wives and children with the prayer shawl and cover them and pray over them. And that's what they're supposed to do, is protect them and pray over them. And that's a spiritual responsibility, because we're spirits. We are eternal spirits. And we're in a temporary form here on earth, but we're also, in this temporary form, we're also exposed to the demonic spiritual world here, because we're in amongst where the demons, the fallen angels, were sent, okay? And children, this is so sad because it really hit me. I think being a child of divorce, knowing how badly it affected me, it just destroyed me. I mean, as a child, I was, not to be mean or not to make my dad or mom feel bad. My mom has passed since then, but I'm not trying to make my dad feel bad, but it destroyed me, because my dad was like the only thing I knew was stable, and it was like my world was stable. That was my world, and spiritually, it was stability, you know. My dad was like my king, and my mom was like my queen, and that was it, and that was my world. And when they separated, I was completely devastated. I mean, my world was completely shattered, and I was full of so much anger, and I literally spiritually was affected, and that I was full of so much anger. I was affected, demonically affected. I had demons attacking me. I had thoughts that children at that age age 8 should never have thoughts like that. And I was under severe demonic attack. That's a lot of children that are divorced, under results of divorce, going to and not having their dads around, really get into really bad stuff like drugs and sexual activity and acting out and stuff like that, because they're just completely destroyed spiritually. And seeing, I saw that physically, how it affected me, but I didn't really understand until I was older how spiritually it affected me. And seeing this now and thinking about this today, and just praying about it, about praying for my family and the man I love, for his ability to understand how prayer affects his family, how prayer affects his children, and just how powerful, and to understand what we are here for, what our job is, that we are literally spiritual warriors for our family. The men are the spiritual warriors for their family. They are the spiritual guides, the ones the children reach up to for everything. And the women, we are reaching up to for protection, but we also pray. We're supposed to pray with our husbands for our family, and protect for our children. To pray for our children, over our children too, and fight for our children together with our husbands. So not against our husband, but fight together to protect our children. Fight against these demonic entities and demonic attacks, and pray together. When you pray together as one with your husband, and you pray and bring God into your marriage, and you're not just speaking prayers, but you're literally allowing Yeshua, the salvation of God, his three-dimensionalness, to come into your life and into your family, to fight for your children through you all, through your unit, your spiritual unit, and using every bit of what he's created us to do. You will save your family. You'll be able to fight these demonic attacks and save your family, keep them from the demonic attacks. And I've been praying for these children that don't have anybody to pray for them, and they're going through a lot of struggles, and I've been praying for other children that don't have anybody to pray for them. It breaks my heart. The fatherless children, the children that don't have fathers right now, they have God. Thank God for him. He's our true father, and that the earth fathers have not been responsible, have not taken responsibility and been the men that they're supposed to be, because they're selfish. They're children themselves. They need to accept Yeshua, Jesus, and they need to man up and be the man that God created them to be, and start being the fathers they're supposed to be, and the spiritual warriors they're supposed to be for their children, and be there for their children. That's their job. That's what they're created for. That's why they were given children. And we're not given children to ignore them, or we're here to pray for them, to fight for them, to help them through the spiritual world. Not just, if people think of the world as a physical thing, it's not physical. It's a three-dimensional world. We're here, it's a physical world and a spiritual world. We're spiritual world, okay? We're spiritual. And there's a spiritual whole other dimension around us. And we can't see it all the time. The kids can see it. Animals can see it. Sometimes people see it. And cameras catch it. Okay, cameras capture it all the time. You can see it on TikTok. You can see it on YouTube. You can see the cameras catching a lot of spiritual entities, and you can see it, actually. It's just a lot of times they're at night or whatever, that they reveal themselves. But the thing is you've got to be prepared, because we're not just physical beings. We're spiritual, eternal beings, and we have to live as spiritual beings. We have to live as what we are. We have to also prepare for our children for what they are, and how to fight for them, and teach them how to fight for themselves, for their children, because they are going to need to fight and learn how to fight for their children. And if they don't know how to fight for their children and themselves, then it's not going to be good. We have to acknowledge who we are. We have to acknowledge what our roles are also, and our responsibility that we have. And my poor daughter doesn't think I don't pray for her, and I'm constantly fighting for her. I'm constantly praying for her. And when you pray for somebody, you're literally, I mean, this is what I'm saying, it's a selfless act. And I know it seems like no big deal to some people. They think, oh, you're praying for me, so what? It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. And when Jesus says, when two or more gather in my name, I am there. He is there. Okay, he literally shows up when two or more gather in his name. Okay? So try that. That's what I mean. That's why families need to pray to stay together. They need to pray together to stay together. They need to pray together for their children, to fight for their children, to get them through all the things that are coming, because right now the fullness of evil is coming, because according to Scripture, and it's all future, speaking of the future and the past, it's all coming to pass. And the thing is that the evil has to come to fullness before Yeshua comes and returns, and he's coming very quickly. The temple has not yet to be built, and the two prophets that Moses and Elijah probably will be coming into Jerusalem, sent to Jerusalem, but they haven't shown up yet. But these are things that have to come to pass first before Yeshua comes. Several things have to come to pass before he comes, okay? And the Antichrist has to come into the temple and claim he's God before he comes, and because Jesus is going to kill him with his mouth, his mouth, his sword, of his mouth. And so this is all spoken of before he returns, okay? So be aware that but right now is also the anti-Semitism is happening. That all the nations are going to come against Israel. That's spoken of, okay? And this is actually going to happen before he returns too. And it's beginning, and it's been happening, but it's getting worse. And sadly, because of ignorance and false teaching, false hate, just hate and false teaching, and it's just sad. But unfortunately, this is the evil that has to come to pass. And this is why we have to pray. We have to fight for each other. We have to pray for each other. Stay with each other. Do not divorce. I mean, please, just, if you have children, if you have I say that and I've been in an awkward situation, but just please pray together. Please stay together. Please fight for one another. Please fight for your children. Pray. Be the spiritual warrior that you are supposed to be, the father that you are supposed to be for your child, for your children. Be the ones that God created you to be. Please don't let the enemy speak lies to you, because he's also a spirit. He knows you're a spirit. He's going to make you think that you're not good enough. He's going to tell you it's a bunch of lies. He's going to tell you lies all the time. He's going to lie to you. You are an eternal spirit created for God to be. You are a child of God. You're created to be a child of God, to raise your children back to God. And he loaned them to you to raise them back to you. So please protect your children from the evil it's here. It's getting worse. It's going to be a lot worse. And you have to prepare them for what's coming. You've got to prepare them spiritually for what's coming. You've got to prepare them to teach them how to pray, teach them how to be spiritual warriors themselves. be a spiritual warrior, to teach them how to be warriors and how to fight for their children, how to fight for themselves, how to fight for each other, for you even. I mean, when you can't, maybe when if you're ill or something, God forbid. But I'm just saying, we have to fight. We have to take care of each other. That's what we're here for, is to love and take care of each other, to forgive and love each other. And just please love each other. Take care of each other. Don't hurt each other. Don't lie to each other. Be good to one another. And just learn God's commandments of love. They're all pure love. Just don't hurt each other. Don't hurt one another, okay? Love one another. Learn His commandments and teach your children His commandments of love, okay? And learn to be the spiritual warrior He made you to be. The true Father in heaven. Our Father that is in heaven. Abba Father. He is the true Father, but He teaches us how to be the men, how to be fathers, and teaches the women how to be mothers, to fight for our children and to be the warriors that we need. And some families don't have a father, sadly, and the women have to fight for their children spiritually too, and be those warriors. So we have to learn how to do that. So women, be ready. You're just as strong as the fathers. We are like tigers. You know, we carry the babies in our womb, and we are like tigers for our children. So just be ready, be prepared, and just learn how to love and learn how to fight for each other spiritually. I love you guys.